So, hi everyone, welcome to the website's call. We always begin this call with the introduction of our newest members. So, I think we have one newcomer on the call today, Piyush. Piyush, you can go ahead with the introduction now. Tell us what brings you here and what you want to work with.
Hello everyone. Recently I've been hired as a junior React developer, so I just wanted to explore more things. That's why I got into open source. I don't know much about these things, but for now I will not be contributing. I will be contributing from next month because right now I'm doing 2 jobs. So I'll begin. I just want to attend whatever is happening. I'll pay attention to it. So I'll be contributing from next month.
Hey, welcome to the community. Did you say you work with React?
Yes, I'm working as a React developer.
Okay. We have a ton of projects based around React, so I think you will find a lot of areas you can contribute in.
Okay.
Welcome, Piyush.
Thank you.
So I don't think we have anyone else new on the call today. Let's begin with the agenda items. So since we don't have Kamal or Gaganpreet yet, I'll quickly ping them, but I think we can go ahead with Krishna's topic first. Krishna, do you want to share your screen?
I made little changes to the dark mode. Should I show that, or should I put a link into the comments?
You can share if you're comfortable with sharing. If you want me to share, then I can. There's no problem either ways.
Okay, I will share. The changes I made here is I removed the gradient from here and put gray background color, and at the background of the commands here I put that gray background. And I also removed the gradient from here and put the same background. And some animations here are added to these buttons. I want to ask something about this.
Go ahead.
These logos, I think these are not adaptive to the screen width. As the screen size decreases, they don't adapt according to the size of the screen.
Have you given the section a fixed width by any chance so that it's not responsive? It is adapting, right?
Like here, it takes the full width. If we decrease it a little bit, then it will. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. And there was a Navbar issue going on. There, that's the issue that they were overlapping each other.
In the light mode, you have changed the design of the nav bar as well, right? So one thing that we don't want to do for this site, measure.io, is that we don't want it to be exactly similar to our layer5.io site. So, which is why the Navbar was initially designed differently. This is, I think, exactly similar to the layer5.io site. So, in the light mode, I think we can revert back to the previous design because we want them to be different sites. We don't want them to look completely alike. And same goes with the getting started section. So your animation, I think, is good, but I sort of feel that the gradient looked better. We might call for opinions from others on the call. Can you share the current design that we have? For the getting started section. So you've removed the gradient from all the places and you've turned this to a lighter version. However, I feel that that gives it a very dull appearance in the light mode. What, like, any other opinions?
Yeah, I agree. It gives a dull appearance if the gradient is reduced.
From where here on the hero section or the getting started section?
Like the overall appearance is dull if we make it a little lighter.
Can you switch to the dark mode version on this side? I think the hero section, since you're adding that tag, that label with that gradient, you won't be able to give that background again. But I think you can revert back to the original gradient for the getting started section.
We didn't finalize on any of the designs for the dark theme.
We didn't? I'm sorry?
Haven't we decided or finalized on any of the designs for the dark theme?
For the site?
Yeah, for the site. Like we had that a lot of UXers coming in, right, for the dark theme of Meshi.io.
But no one has come up with a complete redesign yet.
Okay.
I did want to talk to Divine about it, like we discussed in the last call, but there's no effort yet.
And is Alexis not around anymore? Like, if he is interested?
I'm not sure, but he has been a little inactive. Like,
Okay.
I haven't seen him on the calls from last couple of weeks, so might be busy. He might come around. I did ping him to join the call today, but I don't think he's here.
The reason being because see, it's fine that Krishna is trying out, but ultimately I think it might be a lot of rework, because if there are changes, like the designs proposed from different UXs are coming around, then again we will have to go through and change the design or work on it again. So it doesn't make sense to do duplicate work, and only once we have a finalized design we should like go ahead. Because see, it's going fine, but to be honest, the colors are not going as we would have wanted it. Like some places you are using gradient too much, or some places the colors are not suiting well as per the light mode or the dark mode, whatever you choose it. That's it. That's the reason I said that if once we have a proper design, it would be better to like move forward.
Right. So Krishna, you're not into UI UX by any chance, right? So
Yes.
I think what we can do is we can once, like, there is talks about redesigning this site. And I think what Nikhil mentioned just now is that if we change this site based on the dark mode efforts right now, you might have to rework like a lot of areas. So let's first finalize the design, because it's not your fault to come up with, good colors and stuff. It's a very difficult job. So let's finalize the design first. Let's lay out the design. And what you can do is, since you have the dark mode structure and switching in place, you can think of ways to improve the themes and the colors, like the way we'll implement the dark mode. But let's finalize the design only after a proper design is laid out, because otherwise on every call we can't review every component one by one. If we have a design, it'll be easier for you as well, right? So uh,
I
I'll
was just trying out, as Lee said to me that you should try out designing a dark mode on your own.
yeah, I get it, but we don't want to like waste your effort, because you're going on the right track. But since design is not like everyone's cup of tea, so that's why we'll probably want to get like involve you and put you in touch with a couple of UI UXers that we have in the community, and then I think we can come up with a better design for both light mode and dark mode. Is that fine?
Yes, yes, fine.
Okay. So you can discuss the other two topics that you have, or have you discussed them already? Logos.
Yes, that was one of them was the logo adaptation, and one was the two drop downs were overlapping each other.
You have a separate PR for the drop down overlap, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think that is that is up for review. We can merge that PR. And the dark mode, let's wait till we have a finalized design. Is that fine?
Yes, yes. That,
All right. Thank you, Krishna. Right. So next up, I think we have Gaganpreet with us. Gaganpreet, do you want to share your screen? Take on your topic.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
So I raised two issues. One is merge, that was improve colors for table and dark mode. So this was for the landscape side. The colors were a little off with like white color being for the highlighted tab and all. So yeah, this one is the new one, which is live on the site right now. So this one is already merged. The other PR that is currently in under review is this. So basically, it was for fixed SVGs for checks and crosses. So if you see, these SVGs are pretty much like they are different for different areas. Like one is like this is half green circle, so I have turned it into a complete yellow circle. There was some inconsistency, like over here, there is this half green, and then on this side there is this yellow half. So yeah, I tried to make it consistent for all the areas of layer 5. So here is like the updated one that would be visible after this PR is merged. So these are like the yellow circles over here. The same is for this image as well. The same yellow circle is highlighted over here. A green, yellow, and red cross. And one is this one, like all the options that we have that we can display for like conformance tests. So one is green tick, yellow tick, and red cross, and one is NA. Like, so yeah, that was it. This is currently under review.
Just one question. For partial check, shouldn't we have like a yellow half circle? Like, I'm not sure
Uh,
if we wanted a full circle or just change the color to a half to
no,
yellow.
yeah, I discussed that with Lee. So he also was like, I asked him regarding that if he favors half yellow over full yellow. So he said that, like having a yellow color, it in itself defines that, okay, that is a partial one, a 50%. So we don't have to like have a half circle. So somewhere in here, I guess he did mention, like I asked her. So. Hmm. Yeah, like it was like Lee agreed to that. So
Okay.
yeah, with the new color. So I guess this one is the one. So my vote is for the full yellow circle. So yeah, it was voted up for with from Lee. So yeah, I made the changes accordingly.
All right. Great. This looks good.
Yeah.
Uh, any other feedback for Gaganpreet? Anyone else on the call? All right. So taking a quick look at the attendees list, I think we have one more newcomer amongst us today. Franklin, is this your first time on the call?
Yup, for this call, this is my first time. Hi, guys. Nice to meet everyone.
Hi. So we usually cover introductions in the beginning of the call. If you want, you can give us a quick intro and tell us what brings you here.
Okay, my name is Franklin. I joined the community about maybe a month ago, and I'm still just trying to explore different aspects of the project and looking to contribute on different things. I think I've just made one PR for now, and yeah, I'm looking to contribute more in time as I figure out things with the product.
Thanks,
So,
Franklin. Welcome to the community.
thank you, guys.
So moving on with the agenda items, I think we have Kamal with us now. Kamal, would you like to cover your topics?
Yeah. Regarding the first item, so I thought of like having a discussion for the placement of the call to action. Yeah.
Do you want to share screen or should I continue sharing?
No, you can continue sharing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like I just wanted to have like a general discussion, like what should we do with these two CTAs? They are like on the about the book page or chapters of the book page. They point to the same page. So
Okay. For now, I think we can just change the links. Like instead of this saying discuss patterns and best practices on discussion forum, we could point them to the service mesh catalog, or we can change this one to some other page for now until we have a better design.
okay, sounds good.
And even in the second, if you're changing the second column, like if you're changing the button to point to something else other than discussion forum, even this call out has some repetition, like join the conversation and then join the discussion forum. We can probably change that as well. Or maybe a call out to all our other projects, either of the two. And point them to the projects page on layer5.io.
Yeah, that done also.
So will you take it forward from here? Or is Abhishek looking at this?
Yeah, like he was probably confused like what to do with them, but if he is in the meeting, he might, or I would put it as a chat, or if he faces some more, then I will help him.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So you have another topic, right? Kamal, you want to discuss this as well?
Yeah, so the second one, this has been a issue for a long time, but like the description is not like clear. Many people were interested, but they found it difficult, like what to do with it. So I thought like Lee must be in the meeting, so we could discuss with him. Like,
This even I have no idea about.
yeah.
So if Lee doesn't join today, you can probably bring this up on the website's panel.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. We can move ahead.
What else? We don't have Subedi on the call, do we? Right. Okay, so Ishan, was your PR about the about section on service mesh patterns merged?
No, I think we have decided to put it on hold till the author, the page
author
of it
section
is
is
ready.
merged, right?
I
Media
am not
section
sure.
is merged.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just look into it today and we'll let you know the next week.
All right.
Because the last I checked, I think it was decided that the PR should be on hold for a while.
I think that was 2 weeks back because this was merged. Like it has been a couple of days since it has been merged. So it'll be great if you could update your PR as soon as possible.
Sure, no problem. I'll do it.
And you were also filling out the catalog contents, right? How is that going so far?
That is merged. As far as the information I had, I merged them. And the rest of the information, I think I forgot their name, but I think someone else is looking into that now. It was
All right. Is there an open issue if someone else?
yeah, the issue is open. The issue is still open, and I've been unassigned, and someone else is looking into that issue.
Okay. Right. So, can any one of you ping Aditya and ask him when he is joining? Gaurav, can you do that?
Sure.
So apart from that, there was an open need to create a UI UX badge. So if you guys are not aware of badges, I'll quickly show them to you. So on our members page, you will find that we classify members on the basis of the badges they have earned. Now, badges are sort of recognitions given to someone if they have been associated with different parts of our project for a long time. So community badge is given mostly to community managers, landscape for people who were involved in the landscape project, Meshery, Image Hub. It's like anyone who's been associated with a project for a long time, and they are the best people to reach out to if you want to learn about this aspect a little more. Then these people are awarded badges. Now, recently we had a huge influx of UI UX members, and I think there is a need to recognize their effort as well, because like we were just discussing on the call, it's a very important part for all of our projects. And that is why there was an open need to design, to come up with a badge. And for that, as you can see, we will need a logo to go along with the badge. And these badges are available over here with your member profiles. And it's sort of an reward given to people for their contributions over here. And I'm not sure if we had any volunteers for this effort yet, but do we have any UI UX contributors on the call today who is interested in logo design and probably can come up with a design for this badge? So there might be a couple of people working on it, because I remember seeing updates from John and Alexis, I think, mentioned he was also interested, but I'm not sure how far that work has been done. So anyone on the call today who wants to volunteer? If you're not sure right now, you can always reach out on the website's channel. You can reach out to other contributors. But the sooner we have this badge, the better it is, since people, it's a good feeling to be recognized for the work you're doing. So yeah, so there's an open issue. I'm not sure if there's literally an issue open for this, but if we don't have one, we should open an issue up for this. Right. So, do any one of you have any other topics you want to discuss today? Till we have Subedi joining, he has one topic pending. Just one thing. I think Harshit has a draft pull request about the dark mode flash. Harshit, do you have any updates on that? I don't want to put anyone of you on the spot, so if you don't have any updates, it's fine. But if you do, you can share it right now.
And Nikhil, do you have any update now?
Yeah, actually, the thing is, there was a contributor who was working on that issue, but me and Harshit, we were on a call and we were discussing how we could embed that plugin. So he sent out a draft here. In case that contributor doesn't come back with a solution, we will move ahead with this PR. Like, I will be completing it probably. We had a plan how it should be implemented, but we don't remember how the solution was exactly. So we just pushed out a draft here, so that waiting for the other contributor to come back. If it doesn't come back, then we will be going ahead with it and completing it.
Yeah, we are waiting for it.
Well, cool. So next, I'm gonna attack Kamal for this one. Kamal, do you have any updates on embedding video, whatever that is? Did you look into
So, I had a discussion with Gaurav with what is needed and how to implement. So as we discussed over it, that so in the last week, like I was unable to clarify of why we are needing it, but now I can tell you that if you could open the layer5.io /blog, somewhere where there is a video link of a YouTube video or something. Anyway, like I've seen it at a couple of places. Yeah, there came a video. Just Gaurav just proposed that. See that the middle, the YouTube video, we could customize that also with a play button of custom play button and other things also, like customizing the video. So for that, we are looking for the Gatsby remark embed plugin. So there are, I was finding a little friction with it. So yeah, like I'm still exploring it of how to implement.
one question?
Yeah.
Most of the videos on the site are actually YouTube links, like they are not posted on the site. So using this plugin, do we customize the YouTube previews as well? Like, can we remove the YouTube links from here? Something like that.
Sorry.
Self-hosted videos, I think we just have 2 self-hosted videos. Apart from that, we use mostly iframes and YouTube iframes. So is there a way we can customize that as well using this plugin?
Yeah, like the idea was to like replace iframes with this Gatsby remark embed plugin. Gaurav, would you just a question, like would you like to elaborate
on this particular issue?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, since you have put me on the spot.
You guys to add things to the meeting minutes. Otherwise, how I'm going to do it in the next.
Yeah, so basically by the plugin which I have proposed on the issue, so it takes an YouTube link only, the thing we use in iframe, so we can customize this whole model into a custom model, into like anything, the title, play button, or any of the things that is provided by iframe itself.
So it'll improve the speed of the site and the pages, right?
Yeah, that too.
Open for quite some time. So if you could, I think you have a couple of PRs open in a lot of places, but let's wrap this up soon if this is really impacting the speeds that we're lacking. You're not audible.
Was that for me?
I just said that since you're clear with what the purpose of the plugin is now, can we wrap up this PR soon? If
Yeah, like like I'm trying every day to change something and get it working. So yeah, like I'm trying to finish the shop soon.
all right. So cool. I can quickly. We still don't have Suvik in the plugin. I can quickly check one of my open PRs. So I think Harshit has been working on mesh map, and there's a list of like integrations that we have as mesh models. I don't have a lot of knowledge about that, but we want to list all of those integrations that we have with mesh map on our site as well. So I think Lee had shared a spreadsheet with me, which has a couple hundreds of integrations. So I'm trying to add most of them over here. The problem is some of them might not have, like I could not find logos or images for some of them. So I'm first adding only the ones which I can find images for both like light and dark mode. So like this one I'll have to change. I'll have to find a better image. But and another thing that I'm doing is since some of the logos like this one in the dark mode, it becomes difficult to find out. Like it's not exactly the white version of this logo is not exactly this. But there are some logos like this one and this one where we don't specifically need another white version to be imported for the dark mode. So wherever that is possible, wherever the logo is simple enough that we don't require a lighter version, I am removing the logos. I'm keeping only one copy of the logo since we don't, I'm not sure if we want to import like multiple copies of the same picture. But in specific, I think that is how the code has been written for now. In specific cases where it's not possible, like this one, the penguin one, or there are a couple of logos where it's necessary to have a lighter version. Only there I'm trying to import like this one probably. Only then I'm trying to import the white version. So I think the code written is done in a very flexible way. So you can use both the methods. And we'll soon have a long list of integrations. And just one help that I might need from some of you who are working with these is that I'm not sure what categories all of them come under. So if you want, when you review, if I'm going wrong, you can probably add them in. And apart from that, since we show the integration on the home page as well, this grid, we shouldn't be showing the entire list. Like now the list will become too long, right? So do you guys think we should, like, I don't think we should show the entire list on the homepage. It'll make the homepage too long. So we might need a code to trim this only to a limited number of integrations. What do you think? Like any suggestions, feedbacks, anything?
Yeah, makes sense. Probably that could be. We could have another front matter, or just we could filter out the integrations that we have. Or
We can
probably another thing could be we could just show a single category of integrations and link it to the individual page. Like not the individual page, but the integrations.
Yeah, we can probably add a call out to see all integrations over here and list just a few.
For example, just as we have for slash learn, if you go to slash learn,
Okay, right.
scroll up, scroll up, right? Yeah, like we have only 3 workshops, and all 3 are hyperlinks to the individual workshops, but we have a call out to all the workshops. Similar is the case for the books, just above it. Above it, we are showing 2 books, but in all we have 4 books, and we have a call out to check out all the remaining books. Something like that. Like since that grid is much, individual integrations are much smaller, so we could show around 10 to 12 or 15 or so integrations, and we could add a call out to the remaining.
All right. So that was my update. We have a couple of open pull requests. I don't think Ditya came around this PR. No. Right. So there are a couple of pull requests that are up for review, if I'm not wrong. So I think there are some where the build is failing. So if any one of you want, you can go review these. I think this one is a pretty small PR. It's just a logo change. So if you want, you can go review them and we can merge these as soon as possible. Right. Any other updates today? Gaurav, did Subhiti say he's joining in terms of
Nope, no response from him.
response? Cool. So, all right. So the call is open for any one of you if you want to discuss anything today, any problems you're facing or any suggestions that you have. Now is the time to bring them forward. Okay, I have one more thing. So I think talking about the integrations page itself, right now the code is made in such a way that all the different categories that you just saw. Yeah, so all of them are listed out in this way. Like right now, I think the list has become even longer. So it's hard coded and the categories like we have in blogs and especially in the blogs, what is happening is these tags they are dynamically added as soon as we add them in the index files. So it's not like there's a separate place where we list all of them separately. So we want a similar concept on the integrations page itself. Now I think Gaganpreet has volunteered or for this. So this one is taken, but there's also in the resources page, these filters are also hard coded in a separate file. So if any one of you are interested, what we can do is we can like, especially for technology, like for type, I think this is enough because we have a fixed type of resources that we currently use. But for things like technology, service meshes, we might not need to hard code. So if any one of you can look into this, it's not an urgent need, but it will be a good to have if we can update these filters dynamically instead of hard coding it in one place and using exactly these in the index files. So if anyone's interested, you can take a look into this. For I think the other one, the integrations is taken, but this is up, like this is open, this is an open request. So anyone who wants to take this up, feel free to do so. And you can also create an issue open. You can open up an issue for anyone. So I'll add this over here so that we don't forget about it. All right.
So, I pasted a PR link in the chat. Can you open this thing? So the PR is about avoiding overlap of the dropdowns when the menu items are hovered in the Navbar. The thing is, the main issue around the issue is that the animation that we have for the dropdowns, it's a bit slow. Like there is an exit as well as the entry animation as well, and that's causing the overlap between both of them. Like if you like toggle very quickly between both of them, you will see that both of them are open simultaneously. So that doesn't make sense. The fix in the PR is to increase the spacing between both of them to avoid the overlap. But my question is, should we just go ahead with the fix of avoiding, like increasing the width and avoid that overlap, or should we also remove the exit animation? What do you all think? Though the one use case would be like issue is this is an external library, so we will have to change the library code itself. It's not a very big script; it's a very small script, just a couple bit of additions here and there, so that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah.
So, any opinions, anyone? So your question was if we should slow this down a little bit.
We can probably remove the exit animation.
Yeah, the nice thing about removing that suggestion is that it's a less fragile solution, meaning like in the future, if there's a menu item that's this long, really wide, with whatever the other solution was, I forget, like it'll, if you just prevent there being a problem in the first place, or no, I'm sorry, that's not how I should say it. You can still have the problem if you get really wide menus, but if you basically disappear one immediately, then you're eliminating the issue from, you're just preventing it from happening. This isn't how I wanted to say it. I thought it was like, but yeah, the issue can still, we can still like get to a point where we might have the issue, but since you'd be exiting so fast, it just cut it off. Yeah, I thought it was more elegant than that, but anyway, the point is you're not doing it as a one-time fix based on the current width. It's a permanent solution. So. Yeah, what was the other suggestion?
The other session is being implemented, that is increasing the gap in between the individual items. Like that's the reason you don't see an overlap as of now. But yeah, that's a temporary fix.
Gotcha.
So I think Krishna, you got your answer what needs to be done in that way.
Yes, sir. I got it.
So, any other topics for today? Anyone else? Since we don't have Aditya on the call yet.
So one thing that that I just wanted to propose also and just ask also is that on the integration page, right? If you could just take me to integration page, layer5.io. Down. Yeah, so on the first look, say for example, assume that I am new. I don't know Kubernetes and Linkerd. So what is the purpose of showing all this integration on the first instance? That Mesh-ray is integrating with all this, right? So on the Mesh-ray on the Mesh-ray page, we have a backside too. So on clicking these icons, we could show the backside also, where we have the name of these. Like for example, this is Linkerd. So when you click on it, this turns and it shows its name. So I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think anybody has a hard time imagining what you're saying. You're talking about swiveling, swiveling it around so that people can see on the backside, there's more detail, kind of like a baseball card or something like that. It's a good idea. Other sites will do something like maybe they'll show a little bit of info without swiveling. They'll just kind of layer on top the name of the thing, kind of like a built-in tooltip. The concern with the swiveling is it potentially being too much animation. I don't know. It's potentially something to try. One of two things I think are good suggestions to do, but basically the problem statement that you'd said is, I think is valid, is that little guy, that little sleuth looking gopher that's looking at footprints, that's Jaeger. The one next to it is Harbor. The one next to it is Caverno. And I know all of them because we're very familiar, but many folks might not. That said, if they don't know the icon, they're going to have to sit here and kind of hover on each one to figure it out, whether it swivels or just shows them info on the top. The point of the integrations collection is, well, it's the first thing you said, but it's also just to impress. It's to like let people know that it integrates with lots and lots and lots of different systems. We'll be adding 2 or 3 times as many of these shortly. And so there is some thought that needs to be given to how it is that people navigate them all, or really if there is 2 or 3 or 4 times as many, should they all be listed on the same page, or is it at some point should we just have it cut off? And so those are certainly, I think, all questions that need to be explored. You know, it would seem like minimally, yeah. Like right now when people hover, they get this visual indication with an edge stroke that they can interact with it. The arrow, the cursor right now doesn't change from arrow to hand. It probably should, because it is clickable. If there was not necessarily a sort of your standard tooltip, but kind of like a watermark tooltip that were to slide up, doesn't have to slide, but just that were to show in the bottom half of the cell, that would be achieving, I think, addressing the issue that Kamal is, calling out in advance of doing the swivel. I don't know if you can imagine it, if you think about it, if your mouse just kind of moves across, 4 rows at a time, and it could be fun if there's this nice like on hover swivel effect where there's this nice transition that occurs across each of them. You can kind of play with it and sort of move your mouse around, and they all start to swivel, and you draw designs as they swivel and then unswivel back. It's one of those things we might not really know until someone implements it, and then you can kind of tell that it's too much or not. But Kamal points out this is a great topic. The integration collection, there's certainly things to do. I think we just mentioned changing the cursor to a hand. If we do have 2 or 3 or 4 times as many of these, should they be, gosh, it's going to be over.
Changing to hand right now. I don't know what was happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Should they be alphabetically ordered? Should we just not even try to make it necessarily make much sense when they're all loaded? Rather just focus on the visual aspect, and then if they want to find them, 1, have a search, 2, let them go to the filters at top. Or there's definitely questions to be asked. The disabled color of the integrations that have yet to come, that gray it's a pretty gray, but it's probably not working for us here. It's not necessarily understood to me that those are like disabled or forthcoming. It's mostly based on the color. To the extent that any of the others are in the other cells are, oh yeah, we lose the shadow here. So in dark mode, there's no more shadow, which is, makes it all flat and kind of not as interesting. So there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's a number of things. Search, dynamic categories. Because if you go up to the top to look at the filters for the categories, okay, this is something really bad. If you click on, I don't know, remote procedure call, or database or tools or install, like if you go down now, oh, I guess there aren't any. So why are we showing remote procedure? And I'm not, so we should correct that and not show any. Or I mean, not show the filter, not show the category, because it just doesn't. Yeah. There's a number of things for people to take a look at. I think Gangan Preet, I think was her name. She's gonna maybe look at the one or two of these challenges?
I had a suggestion that we should only display 2025 at the start, and we should display a button to add more. Like when a user clicks the button, we should add 2025 more, like that.
Yeah, so good. That might very well be the thing to do. We should all take a look at other sites. So I'm sharing a link in the chat. There's one site. This is an example of one site that has lots and lots of integrations. They have a, and this is what they do. There's a bunch of sites that have integrations like this.
They are showing all of them.
Okay. Another one, Big Panda And for these products, it's part of their, or a large portion of their value is predicated upon the number of integrations that they have. So that might be why they're erring on the side of just showing them all because they want to, because that's the point they want to impress or they want to overwhelm. Now these have labels on them, so that you can more readily, and here they don't do a swivel, but they basically show you the back of the card, so to speak, like really quickly. It doesn't necessarily look like the back, but just the same thing. So I put in 2 more references in Zoom chat. These are maybe better done, maybe worse done, but good examples.
This one is done category wise, like there's no filter. This is
Yeah, so I mean,
so all of you can give this some thought. You can look into other integration pages, designs, examples. And then if you have any better suggestions for this, because yeah, even I agree a swivel or a rotation might be too much of an animation for this. But we could do something like this, just slide the image up and show the name, something like that. So yeah, give this some thought and we can circle back to this topic. So since we have Subedi on the call, Subedi, I've irritated a lot of people waiting for you. So do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. So what I wanted to discuss is the consistency regarding the check marks that we have on our different projects. So the check marks usually define the test that we run on different thing, and then we show that what was the test successful, was it not successful, or was it half successful, half failed. So in different projects we are using a different kind of check marks, as you can see here. For I guess this is for SMI checking. We use half check for partially completed test, and somewhere we check half yellow for partially completed, and in some other places we just put yellow for partially completed, like in compatible matrix. So, and we also have an NA icon here, and we have similar purpose but a question mark icon here. So you can see, right, there's different badges for like different check marks for different same functionality. So I think we should be making these consistent throughout our projects. So yeah, that was my like Gaganpit, yeah. I thought she will be in the call, so that's why I put in the topic. She pointed this out, and I think we should go forward, making the check marks consistent throughout the projects, like having a green check mark for a completely completed test, a yellow check mark for partially, and a cross for failed. and if there is no test at all, an NA symbol instead of a plain question mark symbol. So yeah, that's what I was suggesting and stating. So any any thoughts on that? Like anything we should not be doing that?
It makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, then I think Gaganpreet, maybe she wanted to work in this, so I'll convey her message, and I think we'll also need a legend for the compatible matrix, which I think I'll make a new issue and say her that these are the labels for them.
She discussed it on the call today, so I think she's
Okay.
good on what has to be done. I think she's covered the landscape page, the docs, and meshid.io is remaining.
Oh, okay. I think docs is done. Other page. Okay. Okay, that's great then.
All right. Thank you, Aditya. So that brings us to the end of agenda items today. Anything else anyone wants to discuss? So cool then. Thank you all for joining. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thanks, Devapriya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.